Hello, let's play Connections for Tuesday, July 21st. But first, we reveal our dad joke of the day and this day in history. How many lips does a flower have? 2 lips. All right, and what do you think happened on July 21st, 1925? The trial of the century draws national attention. On July 21st, 1925, a jury in Dayton, Tennessee convicted John Thomas Scopes for teaching evolution in violation of Tennessee law. In March 1925, the Butler Act had been passed by the Tennessee legislature, proclaiming that the teaching of any doctrine denying the divine creation of man, as taught by the Bible, was unlawful. Touted as the trial of the century, jurors deliberated only a few short moments in the hallway before returning the guilty verdict. The case pitted Chicago defense lawyer Clarence Darrow against William Jennings Bryan, a one-time presidential candidate, who waged war against the teaching of evolution in public schools. Darrow was hamstrung from the start of the trial. He was not allowed to put scientific experts on the stand. Darrow instead called Bryan as a witness and questioned him on the literal interpretation of the Bible's account of creation. Bryan looked foolish as he finally admitted that a literal interpretation was not possible. As a highly publicized trial, the Scopes trial proceedings brought scientific evidence for evolution into the public eye and prompted a debate over the accuracy of evolution and the separation of church and state. Alrighty, and I'd like to thank Math Rhapsody for signing up as for continued support as a member, 18 months. All right, well, let's play Connections. We're finding 4 groups of 4. We've got music, gram, driver, vision, tube, crop, book, app, orchestration, extension, tank, kinesis, prompter, halter, lyrics, and plugin. Is this teleblank, telekinesis, teleprompter, television, teletube, telebook? Okay, what is it actually? Telegram. Is this really purple? Teleblank? It could be words after tele, because it feels too obvious to be purple. So I'm going to mark it blue until we haven't found something better for purple. I'm not going to just gamble on that being purple before I find other categories. Music and orchestration. Although orchestration is usually, orchestration can be taking music and writing it for orchestra, but it usually means to like orchestration, like to make to be the person in charge of a plan. You orchestrate the plan. I don't know, something along those lines. So it could be either. But I don't see what it goes with. It starts with orchestra. Maybe we have a starts with. Oh, how about driver? Recent Wordle answers with 1 letter removed. Not today's Wordle answer, don't worry. Driver. Could be golf related. A driver or see, the problem is driver and orchestration are not the same part of speech, so I don't think they go together. It would be orchestrator, driver and orchestrator. Huh. Extension, app, plugin. I don't know what the fourth would be. Extension and plugin mean more that. App doesn't really mean that, to like expand on, like to extend an app. Yes, an extension extends an app. We have tops, halter top, tank top, crop top, and tube top. That feels like yellow to me. All right. Lyrics, plural. I do wonder if it's lyrics and orchestration as like parts of a musical piece. Maybe it does go with like music and driver. I don't know. We have book here too. I haven't mislabeled tele, have I? I don't see how anything else would be tele. Maybe chords, plug in, extension, like we're talking about an extension cord, and you plug it in. I just know what book is doing. Book doesn't have to be a book you read. You could book, like, book an appointment. Like, it feels like what's going to happen is we end up with book, app, plugin, and extension, and I don't understand what book is doing there. Lyrics, driver, music, and orchestration. Like, I could see this being somewhat related to music, but I'm not really sure what's happening, but I do think this is going to end up being purple, so I'm going to lock that in first. Okay, Tella, yeah. And I think all the yellows are still right. So that was purple. We don't have to look for more purples. I don't think this is going to be blue. Maybe the book, like the book of sheet music. Like things you might have in front of you if you're performing. That would leave driver, extension, app, and plugin. Okay, so driver, like you could install things you'd install on your computer, right? You can install a driver, like for your printer or whatever. Which one's blue? I feel like the music one's going to be blue, but I could see installing on computer being blue as well. I'm going to go with this one. This one feels harder. Elements of a musical. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I knew it was music related in some way because it had music in it. So that's kind of a clue. All right. Well, we're going to go with driver, extension, plugin, and app. Things you install on your computer. Software downloads. And then yellow is tops of tops. Kinds of tops. All right, I got my reverse rainbow. Nice. It took longer to figure out what color was what than to actually solve it. Kind of. I don't know. I was going to get this wrong. I had to realize book could be like, I don't know, some music related thing. But I didn't quite understand it was for musicals. Definitely didn't understand it was for musicals. All right. Well, let's look at the difficulty, which is not that. This is the difficulty. 1.8. All right. Yeah, they didn't think it was too hard. I think it was harder than 1.8. Yeah, 65%, 3 out of 5. That makes more sense to me. Alrighty. A lot of people getting Tele first. Like, what else is Kinesis going to be? And I think a lot of these other ones also, like Gram, Prompter. Gram could mean a lot of things because it's a SI unit, but kinds of tops is more common than purple. And then we've got a bit of green, not so much blue. I think blue was the hardest today for sure. That seems to be true here. People who lost just couldn't figure out Tele. Maybe software downloads. So we have 10% getting nothing at all, 9% getting only yellow, 7% yellow green. So it does come down to blue purple for a lot of people. Alrighty. Prompter in here, vision in here. Yeah, just not sure what the third, like book and blue is tough. And then prompter in green also, like what's the other software thing? Yeah, you have to think about it the right way. All right. So people are doing yellow first. Purple first is only 18%, interestingly. Even though there's so many winning games had purple first. Green first. And then a lot of blue without book in it. And then we've got Gram 2, book, and app. Yeah, so these are Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and WhatsApp. It's just kind of like social media, ends of social media. I bet the 3% were really disappointed when that ended up being the rainbow herring. I didn't see it. All right. Well, how'd you do?